Hi guys, it's T-Bone Pearson here with the Atari 2600 show. This is episode 4. Guys, thanks so much for watching, commenting. Love it. It's great. So, this episode, we're going to be dealing with one of the biggest cartridges of all time for the Atari 2600. Actually, in fact, it is the #1 selling cartridge for the Atari 2600. We're, of course, a lot of you guys already know what I'm going to say. We're talking about Pac-Man for the 2600. This sold 7 million copies. Nothing had come close to it. We've talked about Pitfall, of course, it sold 5 million. This sold 7. The problem with this, though, you would think this would be a great success for Atari. But the issue is they made 12 million cartridges. So they had 5 million just sitting there that didn't sell. Their thinking was that Pac-Man, in the arcades, it came out in the 80s, I think it was March 1980, it hit the States, and was a smash success. I think at that point they had sold 10 million consoles, Atari 2600 consoles, so they were thinking that everyone that had a console would buy Pac-Man. And they would sell 2 million more, because they would want, people who didn't have the console would want to buy Pac-Man, so they would buy consoles too. So that was what the math that they figured out. They were off. So they lost some money on this, I believe. I don't know. I still think that they made a lot of money on selling 7 million cartridges. But anyways, everyone I know had a copy of Pac-Man. In fact, I bet you guys do. I have 1 or 2 or 3 of them kicking around, like Combat or Asteroids. It's one of those ones that you have a lot of. So, anyways, that is the game we're going to be talking about today. A little bit of history on the game. So, like I said, it was in the arcade, and people were just, they wanted it on their console because it was expensive to play back then. It was, you feed quarters in. Hey, I want to play at home for free. Well, you had to buy the game, of course, but then you could play for free, in a sense. Anyways, the problem was the arcade was the arcade machine was a much more powerful system. And the console, the Atari 2600 console, had like 1/16 of the RAM. So there was no way you could take that game and then stick it in the console. So Todd Fry, who programmed the game, had little time to make this game. His resources he was dealing with the Atari 2600. It was very hard to make games for this system, and it was underpowered, and he did the best he could. And as a child, I loved the game. A lot of my friends did too. We all loved Pac-Man, but only probably because we hadn't really played it that much at the arcade, so we weren't comparing them. But as a game, as it stands, I still love this game to this day. I still love it. I'm sure you guys do too. Anyway, so let's get to the challenge here. Okay, so here's the issue. So with the cartridge, when Todd Fry did it, the ghosts flash on the screen on a 2600, and it was issues they had to do that, or it would have cost Atari more money to put, I think, a bigger chip in there to get solid ghosts. But there lies the problem. In the arcade version, the ghosts, they had characters. It was like Pinky, Blinky, something, Clyde, I don't know. You guys tell me, comment below. You guys know better than I do. But anyways, they were characters and you loved them, and it was great. Now, on the cartridge for the 2600, they flashed all the time. And you couldn't really see their colors at times, and as a kid, that's all I knew, so I loved it. But again, when I recorded the video at me playing, trying to get my best score, the ghosts didn't show up. 2 of the 4 showed up, and it's just how they were. I don't think all the ghosts were on the screen at the same time. It's the way it was programmed. Hey, it was back early, it was 1980, 1980s technology. So anyways, so as I recorded it, the ghost didn't show up, so it wasn't very dramatic watching it, because it looked like I was only running away from 2 ghosts. So anyway, so I scrapped the video. Actually, no, I didn't. I didn't scrap it initially, because usually I just take my camera and I film the screen, my TV screen. So I thought, I have a computer where I can plug into the Atari, so I plugged it into the computer, recorded that. That again, the ghosts weren't showing up. It was just, it's part of what the game is. I slowly figured this out. Now I know, in hindsight, it's 2020. I even then loaded up Stella, which is an emulator for the Atari 2600. I know some of you guys have been using those, and using a ROM. It's just a little bit of software, which is actually the game. And you put those two together, Stella, the magic happens! Stella and the ROM meet, and you can play these Atari 2600 games. But again, that's probably not legal, and I don't endorse that at all. Wink. Anyway, so I used Stella, played the game, capture the screen, same deal. There's only 2 ghosts going around. It's very under-dramatic, whatever the word is. Anyway, so let's get to the challenge, which I'm just going to show you guys the picture I took of my TV screen. That's what I fell back on. That's what you guys can do too. Or you can just use Stella or any of the emulators or the sites to play Atari 2600 and get your scores in. The Pac-Man challenge is going to happen here. Now, last week, Chris Greenaway and Brian Mathern? Yes, it's Mathern. Those 2 won. Can they win again this week? Will we see back-to-back champions? You know, we can't let this happen. They can't steal all the glory, can they? So play Pac-Man and send your scores. Take a screen capture, hit F10 or F12 or whatever, or print screen and throw it in Photoshop or the GIMP and send me your scores. Send them to travisjgordon@gmail.com. Again, that's travisjgordon, all one word, @gmail.com. Send in your scores this week, and next week I'm gonna say who wins. And what do you win? Well, you win a gold medal, a silver medal, or a bronze medal in Pac-Man for the 2600. It's just going to show up on the screen. I'm going to tell the world. Let's just have some fun and win. So, my score is 2,816. Can you guys beat that? I don't know. Can you? Do it! Anyways, I think that's all I have here. Oh, yeah, so also, what games do we want to compete in the future? Tell me what your favorite cartridges are. Comment below. Comment wherever you see this and tell me what your favorite games are. And I'll write them down, and whoever gets maybe the most votes, we're going to do that next video, okay? So let me know, guys. You are the Atari Army. Let's do this. Anyways, send your scores in. Please like, subscribe wherever you see this. Comment, tell me you like the show so I continue to do it. I'm having a blast. Let's play some Pac-Man this week. Okay, guys, I will talk to you guys later. Have a great week, and peace. Cheers.